1974, India detonated a nuclear explosion. And so now Pakistan faced India that was 8 times the size and which had nuclear weapons.
Once India got the bomb, the Pakistani military started clamoring, telling Bhutto, we want nuclear weapons, otherwise how can we compete with the Indians? Bhutto made this famous speech, we will build the nuclear bomb, he announced in public, even if we have to eat grass for 1,000 years.
Bhutto was persuaded by the Ford administration not to go this path.
Dr. Kissinger actually was a friend of my father's and respected him greatly, and he tried to warn him as a friend. So he said, I don't want you to be made a horrible example of, and so you should not develop the nuclear device.
But that didn't quite work with Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. It was the nuclear power that essentially broke down Zulfikar Ali Bhutto and the West.
The whole of the West was very, very anti-Pakistan because they thought we were doing an injustice. It was a bad situation.
I start from my winter vacation because it was my father's birthday. That night there was a dinner in honor of my father. I was told, come and meet the new chief of staff, General Ziaul Haq.
Ziaul Haq was selected and kept as the Chief of Army Staff because he was the least threatening general in Pakistan Army. At least that's what Bhutto thought.
My father depended heavily on the reports of inter-services intelligence. That this choice would make the army very happy.
He frog-leaped Zia over the heads of 5 other generals. Zia was on the face of it very humble. That's the phrase often he used, I am your humble servant. And Bhutto was taken in by this show of deference. And then what had to happen, happened.
Mr. Bhutto की हुकूमत खत्म हो चुकी है. सारे मुल्क में मार्शल लॉ नाफिज कर दिया गया है. कौमी और सूबाई असेंबलियां तोड़ दी गई हैं. सूबाई गवर्नर और वजीर हटा दिए गए हैं.
General Ziaul Haq seized power in April 1977.
The charges that were brought against Zulfikar were never proven, they were not warranted, and so this was basically to get rid of him, of the country.
We have come out against the military regime headed by General Ziaul Haq, which we feel is acting in a manner which is prejudicial.
We were so isolated, and I just used to pretend that it's not going to happen.
Zia knew as long as Zulfikar is alive, Zia can never be president of the country.
What do you think that your father would look back on as his own mistakes?
Perhaps choosing General Zia as Chief of Staff?
Father, very intelligent, Coriolanus in shape.
He called the James superintendent and said, this is the last meeting. He said, yes. But has the date been fixed? He said, yes. He said, for when is it fixed? He said, tonight. My father said to him, then make arrangements for me to shave, to have a bath. It's beautiful earth, and I want to be clean. And he said that tonight I'll be free. My father is very calm, and he talks of family matters, he talks of party matters, and I keep things safe. I said that I'd like to hug my father goodbye. He'd been the president, the prime minister, he brought them back from the camps of India. They wouldn't even open the cell doors for me to kiss him goodbye. Said, this is goodbye until the final meeting. And those were the last words he spoke to either my mother or myself.